Be honest, has this ever happened to you? She was warm, she was open, she felt close, and then, she suddenly pulled back, less texts, short replies, distance you never asked for. Now here's the question, do you think she lost interest, or did she feel too much too fast? Before you answer, comment, yes, if a woman has ever pulled away right when things felt real, because what I'm about to explain next, will completely change how you see female attraction, and it might expose a mistake you're making without realizing it. Pause 2 seconds. Most men think pulling away means rejection. In reality, it often means emotional attachment has already begun. Let me say something uncomfortable. Men are taught one dangerous lie: if a woman pulls away, she's not interested. That belief destroys attraction, not because it's always wrong, but because it ignores female emotional biology. Women don't detach the way men do. Men pull away when they don't care. Women pull away when they care too much and feel unsafe inside themselves. And if you've ever noticed a woman distancing herself, right after a deep moment, a vulnerable conversation, or strong chemistry, this video is for you. Fire. Why this video matters. Retention setup. By the end of this video, you'll understand why emotional attachment creates fear in women, why she distances herself right after closeness, why chasing her at this moment kills attraction, and why calm, silent men trigger her emotions even more. Most importantly, you'll learn how to read the pull away correctly, instead of panicking and ruining what you already have. Puzzle piece part 1. Core idea: attachment creates fear. Here's what nobody tells you: when a woman feels nothing, she stays casual. When she feels mild interest, she stays playful. But when she feels deep emotional attachment, her nervous system reacts. She starts asking herself questions she doesn't ask with average men. Why do I care? Why am I thinking about him? Why does his silence affect me? Why do I feel exposed? And when emotions rise faster than her sense of control, she pulls back, not from you, but from the feeling. Direct hit. Important distinction: a woman does not pull away because, crossmark, you're boring, crossmark, you're unattractive, crossmark, you said the wrong thing. She pulls away because, white heavy checkmark, she felt something she didn't plan, white heavy checkmark, she lost emotional control, white heavy checkmark, she sensed dependency forming, white heavy checkmark, she became aware of vulnerability. This is why pull-aways often happen after deep conversations, emotional laughter, shared silence, strong eye contact, late-night talks, not before. Brain. Female emotional defense mechanism. Women are emotionally intuitive, but they are also emotionally protective. When attraction crosses a threshold, her subconscious activates defense: slow down, regain control, protect yourself. So she reduces contact, she delays replies, she becomes less expressive, not to punish you, but to calm herself. Warning: why most men fail right here. This is where 90% of men destroy attraction. She pulls away, he senses distance, he chases, he texts more, explains himself, seeks reassurance. And what does her subconscious feel? Pressure. Pressure kills safety, and safety is required for attachment to grow. Brain. Stoic insight: a stoic man doesn't react emotionally. He doesn't chase clarity, he doesn't beg for certainty, he remains grounded, and that calm response sends a powerful signal: I am not afraid of losing you. That signal reverses the emotional polarity. Let me ask you something important: have you ever chased a woman right after she pulled away, and felt her disappear even more? Comment I did if that's happened to you. You're not weak, you were just uninformed. Brain. What her mind is actually doing, while she's pulling away externally, internally, she's observing. Does he panic? Does he chase? Does he lose frame? Or does he remain calm? Women don't test men consciously, they observe reactions subconsciously. Your reaction decides whether attraction stabilizes, or collapses. Let me tell you something most men never realize: when a woman truly doesn't care, she doesn't pull away slowly, she disappears. No confusion, no emotional tension, no silent watching, just gone. So if a woman is pulling away but still emotionally present, still reacting, still affected by your presence or absence, you are not dealing with rejection, you are dealing with internal emotional conflict. Fire. The paradox of female attachment. Here's the paradox: the stronger a woman feels, the more she tries to regain control. Men chase when they feel fear, women retreat when they feel fear. same emotion, opposite behavior. This is why emotionally inexperienced men misread everything. They see distance assume disinterest. But distance is often a reaction to intensity, not lack of it. Puzzle piece why attachment feels dangerous to her. Attachment is not just romance to a woman. Attachment means emotional exposure, loss of independence, risk of rejection, risk of abandonment, loss of emotional control, and women are extremely sensitive to emotional imbalance. The moment she feels, I'm thinking about him more than I want to, her subconscious activates a brake. That brake looks like slower replies. Emotional coldness, fake busyness, sudden independence, not because she's done, but because she's trying to regain inner balance. Directed very important distinction, listen carefully, there are two types of pull away, crossmark type 1, disinterest pull away, no emotional tension, no curiosity, no checking, no reaction to your absence, this one is final, white heavy checkmark type 2, attachment pull away. The one we're talking about, she still watches you, she still reacts emotionally, she pulls back after closeness, she becomes hot and cold, she feels conflicted. Most men confuse type 2 with type 1 and destroy attraction by reacting wrongly. Brain what her mind is actually thinking, she won't say this out loud, but internally, her thoughts sound like this: why am I affected by him? I don't want to need anyone. I'm losing emotional control. What if he leaves after I attach? What if I get hurt? So she creates space, not to escape you, but to escape the feeling. Warning why chasing makes it worse. This is where men sabotage everything. When you chase, you confirm her fear of dependency, you increase emotional pressure, you remove mystery, you signal emotional imbalance. Her subconscious reads this as, I'm already too important to him. And importance without challenge kills polarity. Brain Stoic men understand this instinctively. Stoic men don't try to fix emotions, they allow space, they don't demand reassurance. They don't explain themselves, they don't collapse emotionally, and this does something powerful, it shifts emotional weight back onto her. Counterclockwise arrows button emotional polarity shift, very viral concept. When you stay calm, she wonders, why isn't he reacting? Does he not care? Or is he stronger than I thought? Why do I feel unsettled by his silence? Now she is emotionally active, and whoever is emotionally active is the one who is more attached. Test tube real-life example, relatable story. Think about this scenario: a woman opens up to you one night, shares something personal, laughs deeply, feels understood. Next day, she's distant. You think, I did something wrong. Reality, you triggered emotional intimacy. Intimacy creates attachment. Attachment creates fear. Fear creates distance, not rejection. Brain why she watches from a distance. Here's a key sign you must not ignore. If she watches your stories, checks your activity, reacts indirectly, asks mutual friends about you, shows emotion when you pull away, she is still emotionally engaged. Distance attention equals attachment conflict. Let me ask you something honest. Has a woman ever pulled away, but reacted the moment you went silent? If yes, comment she did. That reaction tells you everything. Brain why silence is not a tactic, it's a signal. Silence isn't manipulation. Silence is emotional neutrality. When you stop chasing, you stop feeding fear, you stop pressuring her emotions, you restore balance, and balance is what allows attachment to grow naturally. Warning what not to do, important, never, demand clarity, ask what changed. Seek reassurance, explain your value. These behaviors scream emotional dependence, and dependence kills desire. Brain the moment she starts moving back, here's the interesting part. Once she feels emotionally safe again, she returns, not loudly, not dramatically, but subtly. Longer replies, curiosity, emotional softness, small tests, and if you remain grounded, her attachment deepens. Let me tell you something important: attraction is not created by effort, it's created by emotional contrast, and the men women remember the longest are not the ones who chased hardest, but the ones who stayed calm when emotions were high. Fire the final truth most men never learn. Here's the truth no one tells men. Women don't attach to attention, they attach to emotional stability. When she pulls away, she is watching one thing: can he remain centered without me? That answer decides everything. Person in lotus position, stoic presence. the most attractive state. A Stoic man does not react emotionally to emotional turbulence, he does not punish, he does not chase, he does not withdraw out of anger, he stays present, calm, and grounded, and that creates a rare psychological effect, she feels safe. But unsettled at the same time, safety creates trust, unsettled emotion creates desire, this balance is irresistible. Brain why emotional self-control feels dangerous to her. When a man remains composed during emotional distance, she begins to feel. Why doesn't he need reassurance? Why isn't he trying to lock me down? Why do I feel drawn to his silence? Silence forces introspection, and introspection deepens attachment. Counterclockwise arrows button the moment polarity fully shifts, this is the moment most men never reach. At first, she pulls away, you stay calm, then, she starts wondering, she starts checking, she starts testing, eventually, she starts reinvesting, not because you asked, but because she felt the emotional imbalance. And humans always move toward emotional resolution. Brain the Stoic response that locks attraction. Let's be clear, Stoicism is not ignoring, it's not disappearing, it's not playing games, it's responding without emotional need. When she returns with, hey, a random question, a subtle check-in, your response should feel relaxed, neutral, unpressured. This signals, I enjoy you, but I don't depend on you. That sentence, emotionally, is powerful, warning why explaining yourself destroys this moment. Many men ruin the return phase. They say things like, I thought you lost interest, why did you pull away? I was confused. That instantly shifts emotional weight back onto you, and polarity collapses. Silence maintained attraction, explanation kills it. Brain why women attach hardest to men who don't need closure. Here's something deep, women are more emotionally affected by unresolved feelings than resolved ones. When you don't demand clarity, her mind keeps working, her emotions stay active, her attachment deepens. Closure is for logic, attraction lives in emotion. Puzzle piece the final test she never talks about. There is one final subconscious test. She asks herself, if I get closer, will he still be centered? If your energy remains steady, grounded, non-reactive, she relaxes, and when a woman relaxes emotionally, attachment becomes natural. Brain why this works long-term, not just short attraction. Chasing creates short-term attention, calm creates long-term emotional bonding, because calm men don't overwhelm emotions, don't rush intimacy, don't create emotional dependency, and women trust men who trust themselves. Fire final realization, powerful moment. So if a woman pulls away suddenly, don't ask, what did I do wrong? Ask, am I strong enough to remain centered? Because her pull away is not a rejection of you, it's a confrontation with her own emotions. Let me ask you one last question, has a woman ever pulled away and come back stronger once you stop chasing? If yes, comment she came back. If no, comment I'm learning. Both answers mean growth. If this video changed how you see attraction, backhand index pointing right, like the video. It helps this message reach men who need it. Backhand index pointing right, subscribe, because we talk about emotional control, not manipulation. Backhand index pointing right, share this with a friend who's chasing when he should be grounded. And remember this, the man who controls his emotions, controls the emotional dynamic. Stay centered. Stay silent when needed, and let attraction come to you.